Hey Elsa, here's what we got going on today. We are picking up with where we left off last time. So we were working on this machine control design project. And the other day I had you guys kind of share your feedback. We're going to work on kind of refining you guys' drawings. The drawings, what I'm really looking for is just something that clearly communicates, what sensors, what outputs are you using, where are they going to be located, what are the relative dimensions going to be. Essentially, like if you were going to build this, I want to see that there's been adequate thought put into where things are going to go, how they're going to be put together, what it's going to look like. Trying to be as detailed as possible. Picture, it's like it's an engineering design drawing. So ideally, like dimensions are good, as well as just kind of general locations, any kind of like other detail sketches that show me how things are going to be hooked up or put together. That's really just what I want to see. I want to see that you guys have put thought into it, and that's something that we can continue to work on. Right now, you just need to have a pretty good idea of what that's going to look like and what sensors and things you're going to need. And I had you guys, hopefully you kind of started to flow chart your code. So just generally speaking, how is it going to go through the program? What are things going to look like? Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to start actually building kind of the physical kind of connected machine. So like thinking on your Arduino, how are things going to be put together? Where's everything going to go? How is it going to be connected? And those kind of things. So ideally you have an idea where things go in space. So now it's like with those wires, you're going to connect where they're going to be. Now in your actual Arduino build or in your Tinkercad circuit diagram, things aren't going to need to be as spaced out as they would in real life. I just want to see kind of where are the connections going to be so that we can kind of start to code things. So what you guys need to turn in today, the big thing is you're going to fill out this Arduino pinout diagram. And that's what I need to see everybody doing. It's just something straightforward, something to do, something to turn in, just to make sure that you guys are kind of staying in touch with this. But the goal is to kind of get everything you're connected to your board and start to actually lay out your code, so start actually coding this thing together. So let me go through a quick example. You guys, if you click on this link here, you'll get one of these. And you can make a copy of this. So this is an Arduino pinout guide. You can make a copy, and you just kind of fill it out like this. So let's say that I'm going to do the solar panel tracker kind of project, right? The one where it actually kind of tracks where the solar or where the sun is in the sky and moves and allows the solar panel to kind of move. And let's say that I kind of thought this out, and the things that I'm going to need for this is I'm going to need a servo motor, and I'm going to need 2 light sensors. And I think that should be it, just a servo motor and 2 light sensors for this one. So I know that my light sensors are going to be analog input, so I'll put light sensor 1 is what I'll call that. And actually I can go ahead, and one thing that's good to do in here is just kind of title them like they would in your code. So I'll do light sensor 1, keeping that first one lowercase, and then I'll do light sensor 2, right? So I just kind of title those so that I know when I actually build this out, light sensor 1 is going to be plugged into A0, light sensor 2 is going to be plugged into A1, right? So I can just kind of keep track of that. And then my digital pins, I don't have any digital inputs. At least not right now that I know of. I could always add one in later. I wonder if I should do like a button, to kind of start the whole thing, to turn the thing off. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. So maybe I'll do just a digital input. And let's say that since that doesn't need to be PWM, I'll do that on 7. So I will do on, off button, right? And this is going to be a input. It's going to be digital. And then I'll go ahead and here on the PWM, I'll do my servo 1, which is going to be my servo, and that's going to be an output. And that's going to be analog. Okay. So that's pretty straightforward. Now, if you have a project that has more, this is just a good way to keep track of what's going to be going where and where you're going to put it. For mine, this is really all that I need. So pretty straightforward. I can do that. And then this helps because I can go into my Tinkercad and start up a new project. So if I create a new circuit, I'm going to call this my, it'll load here. Okay, so I'd call it my solar panel tracker. And let's say, so I know here that I need like a servo, I need a light sensor, and I want to remember how to hook those up. Well, if I go to my Ultimate Arduino guide and I want to remember how to set up a light sensor, I can click on this bookmark and it'll actually take me here to this spot where I laid out how to actually code and set this up. So I see that I need, if it's going into A0, I need to have power and ground to my Arduino. A0 is going to go from one side, and then one side's going to have power, and then I'm going to have this voltage divider, this little 10 kilo ohm resistor that goes to ground there. And that's how I can actually set this up. And then I have the code here, the different variables I need to put in. Here I'm opening up my serial monitor so I can keep track of the values that I have. And then just being able to read it and see like the different light values, and so that I can know what to do with that within my project. And so if I go into like my Tinkercad and I set up, get my Arduino and get my breadboard in here, right, I can start to actually put things together, right? So let's say that I need my 10 kilo ohm resistor going to ground, right? And let's say, I need my light sensor, a photoresistor, and then one is going to be to power, and I'll make that red. It's going to power, and then I need to have one that's going out here to A0. Right, bing, just like that. And then I can have another one of these set up, and I can set up my buttons and all those kind of things. Can set up my servo. Just kind of paying attention to and being able to set that up. And gotta get that and set up to power and ground. And that's how you can kind of use this guide. And then you can open up your code and start to type that in. And you guys can start to fizzle around. But the main goal today is to set this up, set up the actual physical arrangement on your board. Make sure that you have everything on the right kind of pins. Set up in that way, and making sure that you're saving it. So this will be the solar panel tracker, right? And so then now it's saved, and I can access it and continually kind of edit and modify it. Okay, so now I have like a physical design in my mind. Okay, I have like this is how it would actually kind of be wired in kind of a schematic way. It would be, in real life we'd have to kind of wire it up, and these like wires might be kind of extended so that it can be on like the actual device that I'm trying to build. But this actually gets me the idea of like where things need to be wired and routed to, so that can actually function. And then from here, like starting to code, that's where things are going to be really challenging, right? That's where, taking this idea of what are these inputs that I'm receiving and these outputs that I want to have happen, and how can I take them and make them work, right? And that's the idea. So hopefully you guys find, it'll be challenging, and hopefully you guys approach that challenge with a sense of optimism and a sense that you can do it. It's okay if you don't succeed the first time. Just kind of keep trying and trying and trying and trying. I'm going to be off the map for the next couple of days. Let's see, Monday and Tuesday. So I'll be back on Wednesday to kind of answer some of your guys' questions. But hopefully it goes relatively well. Okay, so the goal today is to fill out this pinout guide. Make sure that you guys feel comfortable with that, feel comfortable with your design, set up your physical circuit, and then start to code. Using this guide, of course, as a good kind of reference, so it's like it'll tell you how to kind of set all these things up, and it's a good kind of refresher for that. So hopefully you guys feel comfortable with that, and hopefully life is still going well, and I will see you guys next time.